if I would tell you that you would say something wrong, you would say, "Oh, potato vagina," instead of potato potato. You
That
don't remember
makes
that?
more sense to me though.
Right, but you would say that. You were like 12.
Well, it's like saying it's apples and oranges. Like, guess what? Those two things are very similar. They're both fruit. They're both round. So what are we talking about? They're very similar.
True.
You know, it's different. Potato vagina.
That is very different. Who knows? There's some vaginas that might look like a potato.
Your vagina is a potato. You are a potato vagina. It's okay. Your hair looks so pretty today that you can actually say that your vagina is a potato, right? Be honest.
You haven't seen my vagina.
Please. I came out of there.
You didn't look up. I'm like, whoa.
I was like, I came out of a potato? Weird. Oh man, potato vagina, potato vagina. Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Well, we're at it again, recording late at night.
Let me tell you something. This time.
Oh, I do not. And I cannot wait for Beverly Hills and Miami to be over so that we have to stop. We're beholden to a past Wednesday recording sesh. It's so annoying. And it's like my availability is better like on a Monday or a Tuesday. I don't know.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
When you're available and when it's convenient for you. Right.
Kind of.
Well, it's 10:33 and I think that I'm the one being inconvenienced now.
No, it's true. 10:33 for you, 7:33 for me on a Thursday night, guys. Welcome. I am eating again. I don't know what to tell you. It's dinner time for me. I am breaking out on my face. Hopefully,
I had a pimple here, but I mean, I'm out of control with my eating. Not that I'm eating a lot, is that I'm eating things like this.
What is that? Oh, your M&Ms, your peanut M&Ms, no less.
Which
that's the healthy.
The almond ones, I think, are better. I convince myself of these things.
We're so on a different wavelength that they're eating. Because look at what I'm eating. A lettuce.
Well, you're always healthy. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just don't know. I used to be healthy. Remember when I taught you how to be healthy?
I don't know if you taught me to be healthy.
I taught you how to be healthy by exposing you to all sorts of foods and cooking and things like that, and raw ingredients of things that you wouldn't ordinarily be comfortable with unless you saw it. So that, by the way, any young moms that are listening, I have a tip to how to get, it doesn't always work because I had one that only ate chicken fingers, but over the years when she became interested in cooking, she kind of started eating more things. I think that when kids are afraid of food, afraid of different things, you need to show them all the raw ingredients and work with them to create something with it. And it really works because they feel they're part of the process and they're not afraid of it anymore. And they see how this weird looking thing, an avocado maybe, becomes guacamole that you can eat with the chips or add to a quesadilla. And they just really love it, you know?
Can I tell you something? I've become the pickiest eater. I have. Like, I don't like if it's not made by me and I think it looks weird, I need to understand what's in it before I like dive in. And I feel like a child. John Liam just said it to me the other day. He's like, "You're an extremely picky eater." And I was like, I really am. Like and it came out of nowhere. You know me. I used to eat anything.
It's really funny because even though I eat M&Ms at 10:33 p.m., I'm a picky eater too. So I won't eat things that I consider to be like gross. I rarely will eat a soup from anywhere unless it's a very good restaurant. I won't eat any mixed salads.
Should we be concerned about a soup?
Yeah, I feel like they make it with whatever shit's left over. We don't know how long it's been there. I don't trust whatever they're pushing, you know, because when they're pushing a specific item, that means, you know, they're like,
it's about to expire. Please,
the sea bass is about to whatever. So it's time to push the sea bass, you know, that kind of stuff. I also don't like, you know, I don't love buffets and I don't love prepared salads. You know, I don't love salad bars.
Okay, well,
prepared
let's
salads,
stop.
like things with mayo, you know,
Okay,
I'm
great,
just
great,
telling
great,
you.
great,
So,
great, great.
so I don't have standards of like the health necessarily quality of it, but yeah, there's
Okay.
things that just gross me out. So anyway,
Anyways, let's get started with the show, I guess.
one of the things that has really grossed me out was watching the Miami reunion.
We're not going to just jump into Miami because I need a
Oh,
breather before we
oh,
even go there.
oh,
I am
okay.
like
I'm
so
sorry, guys. Let's take the little self-indulgent ride through Beba's highs and lows. Go ahead.
yes. Oh, let's go. You know what? You go first. How's that?
I don't have any. I don't have anything to bore our listeners with. I'm in Charlotte. I'm happy here. I'm very relaxed. I got my hair did.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm
That
good.
sounds great.
I hang out. I'm hanging out with Gotti, with Harry. I got Harry here. Come here, Harry. Say hello to our friends. Come.
You know that saying highs is like a form of kind of realizing what you're grateful for in the last couple days. So it's a positive thing, okay?
Yeah. Come here. Come here.
It's not self-indulgent.
Look at this. Look at this.
What a cute little doggy that nobody can see through their ears. Okay.
Well, the people. You're enough reason to go on YouTube, Harry.
That's true. If anybody wants to see the 3 pimples that have formed on the side of my face, honestly, I'm
You
so
can't see anything.
exaggerated. You can't see it. It's because I have
You
the
can't see
blur thing on. Anyways, I'll tell you my highs and lows. My high is, and I don't think I told you this, so this is news to you. I'm pregnant. Just kidding. That's a nightmare. That would be a low. No.
Why are you doing that? Why do you do that to me?
I don't know, because you called me self-indulgent. My high is, and this is news to you, we're not doing a podcast episode next week because I'm on vacation.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
And good for you. You get a break. And I'm so sorry, listeners, but like,
Where are you going?
I'm going to wherever the fuck I'm going. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're coming here I mean, you're getting together with all your girlfriends and
We're going on
sister.
on a girls trip with my high school friends. I'm very excited. And I like
Not an ultimate girls trip.
not an ultimate girls trip.
But there may be some sexual harassment.
Oh, there will be sexual harassment.
Yeah. But you'll like it.
It'll be great. I'm very excited for it. And I remember Christmas, like we were supposed to go on a trip and it didn't happen. This is a trip that I've been looking forward to. And I swear to God, if anything goes wrong, if like my flight gets canceled,
Nothing's gonna go wrong.
I'm gonna kill myself. Like
it's gonna go, but nothing's gonna go wrong. It's gonna be so
upset.
much fun for you guys. Scotty's really excited about it too.
Yeah, I'm pumped. So that's my high, that like we're taking a breath from the podcast and I'm going on a girls trip and it'll be great. And then my low is, this is so stupid, but our reel of us talking about Blake Lively at the Super Bowl got kind of it didn't go properly viral, but it went a little viral. It got like 20,000+ views, and every single comment, I'm not kidding.
What's negative?
Yeah, the last time I checked, it was like 120 comments, and that was 2 days ago because I had to stop looking for my mental
To have
health.
too much blush on?
No, you don't.
Oh.
All the comments were really bad, and I had an anxiety attack on Sunday
why?
night.
Why do you care?
You know why? It wasn't just the reel of Blake Lively. It was also the fact that at the company that I work for, I do YouTube videos for this channel called React, and they get thousands of views on their videos. So one of my videos went live, like it happens every couple of days. One of the ones that I produced that I'm in, whatever,
Went viral.
It didn't go viral. It just had comments on it and they were negative, and negative towards me specifically, not about like, wow, this is a bad video. It was like, this producer should be fired type of shit.
Oh.
And that's what I started my morning with, because I saw on my Slack, like, oh, Beva's video went live, whatever. So I was like, oh, let me just gauge what's going on here. So I started the day with that. And then in the middle of the day, the Blake Lively thing happened. And I was like, I started internalizing all the comments because I have low self-esteem. Anyways, we're working on it.
I think you need to read another book.
No, I'm reading a book called Worthy, from the woman who sold It Cosmetics to L'Oreal for $1 billion.
Let me tell you, she's amazing. She's amazing. I'm going to read that one after then, since you already bought it.
It's in your Audible.
Okay, perfect. No, I'm going to read it. I like that one.
My focus, if you haven't noticed, self-worth. Because confidence, guess what? it's fragile as fuck because comments can tear me down and make me have an anxiety attack. And I'm telling you, that is not going to happen anymore. Okay.
Comments don't make me upset. They just, like, if you throw a pebble at me, I'm just going to throw back a bomb. And
Yeah,
so
you
if
will.
if you know that about me, don't throw the pebble. Don't throw the pebble. But then, like, the bomb is like a the bomb is like a great release for me. No, I'm just saying that the negative comments, like all those comments, they were against me too, the ones you're saying.
Yeah.
I didn't even read them. I read one and I'm like, okay, whatever, you're an asshole. And that's it.
See,
Like,
I need to be more like that.
Well, you know, do reality TV and you'll see.
Mm.
And I never got a lot
you.
of shit. I really didn't. Honestly.
You didn't.
I was spared.
You were liked. You were well liked.
Yeah.
Maybe not anymore. Okay. I won't drag my feet any longer. Please kind of guide us into Miami Housewives Reunion Part 1
Miami
and
Housewives.
Part 2. Wait, just for the audience, I watched Part 1. Part 2 came out tonight on Peacock, which, by the way, is so funny that they're just like, let's get this over with.
Let's get this over with because nobody watches it anyway.
Yeah, they're like advertising.
They've never done that.
Don't care about this enough to like keep it going, and I get that. And by the way, so excited because that means the sooner we get over it, the sooner we stop talking about Miami.
Yeah, I think that it's because following Beverly Hills, you know, you would think that the lead-in would help them, but probably 2 hours of women screaming is a lot back to back. I think this was good. I did
level of screaming with Miami. It's another level.
I did just watch episode 2 right now before coming down here to record this. So
okay, well, hit us with Part 2 because it's probably what people are coming off of anyway.
I mean, let's start with episode 1 because I want observations of, like, we had already seen the looks, but it's one thing in a filtered photo and it's another thing on video, a real other thing, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know what you thought. Okay, so I thought.
I want to know what you thought.
Let me just tell you, no, just specifically, I've never seen Marisol look so bad in my life.
I agree. And I'm like, and
she looks demacrada.
Demacrada. That's what I was going to say.
I don't have another word. I don't have a word in English.
No, neither do I.
She looks like, what does demacrada mean in English? She looks like she's worn out, haggard, very haggard. Whoever did her makeup should be shot. I think she's wearing a wig or a hairpiece and it was lopsided at one point, but it looked really disheveled. Like, see that kind of fun hair where you're not really, your hair's not brushed and whatever. Again,
I mean, they called her out. They were like,
yeah, and you need to, yeah, you need to understand that that doesn't work for you. She does have good style, you know. She has hit or misses like everybody, but for the most part, her style is good. But whoever led her in this direction, no, big mistake.
Big mistake. Huge. I agree. I will say, out of the whole group, I do think Alexi looked the best.
I did too. I liked her dress the best. I mean, no.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
and
be
her
honest.
but her makeup too.
She
her
looked
makeup
better.
Was neutral.
Yeah, understated. But who looked better in that whole thing than Kiki?
Oh my God!
You know what you're saying? The one who looked the best is.
Oh no! Number one.
You mean Kiki. She looked better than she's normally looked?
That's what I mean.
I do agree that but I'll tell you one thing: she didn't look confident because Alexia, when everybody else walked in and they were so over the top, she likes being over the top.
She was like,
so what happens is that she didn't get the whole like, oh, you look pretty, whatever, but like everybody else was wow. And you know, so that made but she should stick to that because it looks better. I think she looks better.
I think so too.
Yeah. So I don't know what was wrong with Marisol, but it was so bad. What else?
The only two things that like I wrote down for Part 1 of Miami that stuck out to me. Well, one was saying Anna the mouthpiece was really funny.
I thought that was so funny considering first of all, Nicole doesn't need a mouthpiece. And production made sure that this mouthpiece, which I will acknowledge that I can be a mouthpiece for whoever needs one for the other seasons, I was absolutely Marisol's mouthpiece and was never appreciated. But, you know, production made sure that I wasn't a mouth
Mouthpiece.
They didn't let me speak. So there's that. I mean, they did let me speak. They didn't show it. So I will say to, you know, and that's also not her word. I found it really, really funny that you could tell that Todd, you know, sat her down and said, we're going to practice this.
I don't think that. I think it was, I think it's Marisol and Alexia
Marisol tries to help
conspiring
her
and saying Anna the mouthpiece, and then Alexia
yeah.
reiterates that.
I mean, like, for example, the hubris and the thing with hubris. Do you think she asked Marisol what hubris is, or do you think she looked it up on her phone?
No, Adriana was saying hubris about Alexia.
I know. To Alexia, it was a poem about Alexia.
No,
that included hubris, and she doesn't know.
And she was like, "I
means.
am hubris."
Did she say that?
I don't know. Whatever.
All of America knows. All of America. Even Andy was like, "All of America." So yeah, I thought that was funny.
She said the entire America knows I speak
the entire truth. America. Even
entire
Andy
America.
was like, looked at Larsa goes, the entire America.
The entire America knows I speak the truth. It's like, and by the way, the whole thing about like the double standard of Alexia not wanting people to talk about her family, but then she talks about everyone's family was so spot on. And the ability to like flash back to scenes of her doing that and then come back to her in reunion and be like, I don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do that.
I just like, wonder,
Alexia, what's happening?
She is really pathological when it comes to lying, but I wonder if her recollection, because, you know, I'm sure cognition and also comprehension is difficult for her. So do you think she recollects things wrong, or she's just an outright liar?
I think that when you are so blinded by your star power.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really hard for you to see clearly who you are. There's a lack of self-awareness, not just in Alexia, in every single one of those women on that
not
stage.
all of them.
Not all of them. A majority of them. I'm talking
I just thought it was
Julia,
so funny.
I'm talking Adriana. I'm talking Alexia. I'm talking Marisol. I'm talking Lisa. I'm talking Larsa. Basically, Gertie and Nicole are the only people who are of sound mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Julia is self-aware. I just think she's a little loony.
I don't know.
I thought it was so funny when the whole star thing came up. and Adriana goes, I'm a pop star. What kind of star are you? That was really funny.
Oh my God, but Adriana, I'm so sorry to break this news to you again and again and again. Tú no eres un pop star. Is that right?
I know. You know what? She's trying. But I do think, I thought it was really funny too, when Alexia brought out, like, again, the woman doth protest too much, to bring out all the things and the checks and the lease. And it was like, and then everybody just walked off.
And everybody's saying, we don't want to see this.
We don't want to see this. And I got to pee. And they left. And it's like, do you know how much time? This is where I tell you, because Todd spends his day teaching people things now on Instagram. You know, he's very,
it's Lale.
Yes, you know what he is? He is recycling information that's out there and very whatever, and that's what everybody does, right? Everybody recycles information, but he loves the teaching. You know, he has that in him. So that's why I know that she went to him. And I think it's funny because he really wanted to save face with all that, because for a man, that's what's important, right? I rent, but I choose to rent and I whatever, but that whole thing was just a lot. But I think
no, I think you're right.
The fact that I know he prepped her, and watching the results of his tutelage just go down the drain and people just walking off is so embarrassing. Like, I remember Herman, you know, and I loved Herman and I think he's a great man, but he thought he was too good for this show. He did not participate. He always stayed above the fray. And I don't know, but to me, Herman, he may have been gay, but he's twice the man. Todd, you know, he was twice a man. Todd is twice a man. The pedophile was
a man and be gay. That's
absolutely. But I just want to, right. I know that it's not mutually exclusive, but I'm saying that because a lot of people go, oh man, he was gay, whatever. No, he was legit.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny. I don't know what else I remember from that.
There's
You know,
nothing happened in part one other than like people doing coke at Alexia's wedding. Like, of course, people were doing coke at Alexia's wedding.
oh,
That's a Miami wedding.
yeah,
What do you
Alexia
want?
was doing coke at Alexia's wedding, you know? It's like
Yeah.
every, you know, allegedly.
Allegedly. Tell me what happened in part two. Did anything actually important or special happen?
Part two. I didn't take notes on part two, but the one thing I can say is whatever conversation they had, they went back and forth. By the way, Nicole's line, she's just after my own heart, you know? You have a boner for me, you have a hard on for me. Go to the bathroom and smack rip one off, girlfriend. I thought it was hilarious. And she was like in shock because it took her a while for that to register. And that is true because she's trying to say, she goes, I stopped trusting you after Anna. And so her and Marisol tried to be so prepared for this conversation that they lost their cool again. And in that process spoke over each other. So I will tell you exactly, and I have all the text messages to prove it, and we could put it up. There was a scene at the end, which I told you about, and the producer said to me, you have that great scene at the end with Alexia. I think that's going to be really nice for you guys. I'll tell you what the scene was. It was almost the time to leave. We had already said hello to each other, and then I came face to face with her because she had sent me that text. Remember that text after the brunch? She sent me a long text, and I never responded to the text because I did not want to, after what had happened at that luncheon, be part of this FaceTime call of her being all like trying to whatever. And the nonsense she said on the text also didn't merit a response. And so I saw her and I said, listen, I didn't text you back and I didn't call you back because I just wanted this whole thing to be over. And then she goes, no, I know. And then immediately I said, did you notice what was right above that text you sent me? And she goes, yeah. I said, it was 5 years ago when Peter was living in Paris and there was some kind of terrorist attack in Paris. And I texted you just to find out if Peter was okay. We don't have, and that's how, you know, for me, kids, it's like everything. And then I said to her, I've never had a real problem with you. This whole thing has to do with Marisol.
Right.
To which she acknowledged certain things about Marisol, which is why I know she must have begged production to exclude that. Because she said, oh, yeah, I know. I said, you always claim and you always.
She would have been in the outs with Marisol if that scene had
aired. But so she said, she goes, yeah, no, I know how Marisol is. And I said, Marisol gives you her version of things. You say that you don't like to read comments, that you don't like to read whatever. You don't read blogs. You don't read any of this stuff. Okay. If that's the case, just know that what she's telling you is what she wants you to know and react to because you're a very reactive person. So I think you either need to have an assistant read it for you or read it yourself, but don't judge things through Marisol's filter.
That's a good.
And that's what I said to her. That
piece of advice.
Our whole conversation. And I said, my problem has never been with you. If you recall, when Frankie had his accident, again, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, and it's not for any other reason that it was a moment for me. It was one of the hardest things I've ever seen in my life. I got to the hospital. It was like midnight. There was nobody there but her and her son on a respirator ventilator. It was the most horrible sight I've ever seen. The worst nightmare for any parent. And so I was talking about that and that night and us there together. And yeah, that's when I started crying. So today she, in the reunion, she described it as when Anna saw me, she told me that the problem was with me, it was whatever. And she cried, like apologizing to her. It's like, none of that happened. Right. Which is what makes me mad.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Because,
it's like, right. It's just, that's not what happened. Like, you know, and I believe that later on, it looks like what they're showing for for episode 3 is that she kind of fights with Marisol. There's trouble there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Marisol will take whatever Alexia throws her way because she's a friend of. But had this come out, it would have been a problem. And that's why they didn't air it. The conversation, it wasn't horrible shit about Marisol.
It was
her.
just
It wasn't her talking bad about her. It was just her telling me
acknowledging.
that I was right
Yeah.
about that, you
Yeah.
know, and that would have not gone well.
It would have been a
And
problem.
they thought it would have been they liked the scene because it ended up being kind of like a heartwarming scene where there's a recollection of a moment where she was in her worst moment and I was supporting her. And as a mom to another mom, I was feeling, I couldn't feel her pain, but it was a lot it's something I'll never forget. Like to this day, it makes me want to cry, and to see his progress, it makes me, this has nothing to do with how I feel about her,
Right. It
but
has everything to
it's
do with
also not
Marisol.
fair. Oh, God, that sounds so stupid, but it's, I've never been horrible to her. We've not been super close over the years since Housewives because we live completely different lives. She would shoot herself if she had to be in Charlotte for a week. I'm in heaven. We're different people.
You're different people. That's
and that's
fine.
okay. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But if something happens and I know her son is somewhere, yeah, I'm going to check because she's a mom and she's already gone through hell with one son. Imagine some terrorist attack, something happening.
Oh, no.
So that's, that was our conversation. So they wanted it, but it didn't fit into the story.
No,
it didn't fit into the narrative.
And I think at the end of the day, remember that Alexia is gripping so tightly, holding on for dear life to this show, to this. Yeah. This is who she wants to be so badly. Yeah. This is how she wants to she wants everyone to know that she's a star, period, point blank. And like, she can't lose that, which means you're going under the bus, babe. Like, sorry, it doesn't matter.
But nobody believes her.
But
yeah, and everybody's going under the bus.
Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately,
not only me.
She's the one with the microphone. Like, yeah. I mean, look at us.
No, she has a bigger platform. Yeah.
She's got a bigger mic with a wider reach. And at the end of the day, people will ride for her and Marisol in a way that's like, yeah, fuck Anna. And like, she is alive.
But not really. Yeah, but not really. Yeah. Those two, I am telling you, Alexia, Marisol, and Larsa, I don't even know. I don't think they're out because if the show continues, they'll leave them. But
I think they got to really rethink.
How does Larsa come back from all this?
I was talking to people at work today and they're like, did you watch the reunion last night? And I was like, yeah, everyone, the first words out of their mouth were like, I really want to see a different cast. And I said, me too. I think a lot of people are feeling that. And I don't know. I think it's just worth maybe revisiting some people. I really think we should throw out a lot of people. Throw out sounds really intense, but like throw out. Replace. This is not working as is. We're putting part 2 of the reunion the next day on Peacock. That's a sign that it is no longer working. As a network exec, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. You are risking losing advertisers. You're just like, it's not even risking losing. It's saying, I'm not betting on this show.
Right.
I'm not betting
even they
on this
don't
show.
bet on the show. Yeah.
And if you guys from last week, if you don't believe in you, no one's going to believe in you.
Let's send them the book.
No, for real. That book.
Send them the book. Try again.
Try again.
Try again. Season 7.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting, it's good to hear your side of it too. Like for the people who are clawing at the truth, trying to find it. Here it is.
By the way, if I had cried because I felt badly about mine and her friendship, what would be wrong with that? There would be no shame in that. But that's just not what happened. Had that happened, we cry here. Like we
don't cry here. What are you talking about? We don't cry here.
We don't lie about anything, clearly.
We sob here.
We sob here. We don't lie. I wish we lied about some stuff. Like I wish she left some, maybe not lies, but a few omissions would be nice. But no. So, and I have no real skin in this game, so I have, no reason to lie. But it
is a fact. Yeah, you don't have real skin in this game, and that's a #blessing. Let's be real.
Blessed.
#blessed.
Yeah.
Should we start lying more?
First
something
of all,
to think about.
I think you're incapable of lying.
I think I am too.
I think that, and then if I see you, I'm capable of lying. I'm totally capable of lying if I need to lie.
I know you are.
Right, but I don't know. Like over the years, what for?
¿Para qué?
I'll lie about some things like about trying to get out of going to things.
Oh, of course.
That's what I lie
Oh
the
my God.
most about.
Do you know what the best excuse is of all time? Oh my gosh, Lola is just
I know.
so sick. She's so
Do
sick.
you remember?
Had a really hard
Do you
night.
remember when I was dating Mark at the beginning and
Who? I don't know him.
stop. And besides the fact that you tortured the man for the entire time, he
Did he not deserve
he,
it?
he wanted you to go to something because he was very family
To
oriented.
Shrek the musical.
Can you stop? Let me tell you, it was something
remember.
something at his house or his mother's house or whatever.
Okay.
And you got there begrudgingly and you said, "I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come."
Yeah. And by the way,
That's what
that
you said.
I know, but it ended up being like this meme. Like now everybody says that, but it's like I created that.
You created that. I'm talking about
in 2011 or 12. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
2011,
was really
actually.
early.
2011. Oh, people say that now?
Yeah, it's like a very common thing. Sorry, Emily, I didn't want to come. That's like
And the other thing that
thing.
you said when you were little, and I don't know if this is a thing, but
Little.
if I would tell you that you would say something wrong, you would say, "Oh, potato vagina." Instead of potato, you would say potato vagina. You don't remember
Makes
that?
more sense to me though.
Right, but you would say that. You were like 12.
Mm.
I don't think that's become a meme, but it should. Potato vagina.
Well, it's like saying it's apples and oranges. Like, guess what? Those two things are very similar. They're both fruit. They're both round. So what are we talking about? They're very similar.
True.
You know what's different? Potato vagina.
That is very different.
Very different.
I mean, who knows? There's some vaginas that might look like a potato.
Your vagina is a potato. You are a potato vagina. It's okay. Your hair looks so pretty today that you can actually say that your vagina is a potato because it's like overcompensating. Your hair looks pretty, so I'm just going to tell you something vulnerable and real about me. I have a potato vagina. Right? Be honest.
You haven't seen my vagina.
Please, I came out of there.
Oh, you didn't look up. I'm like, whoa.
I said, ew,
what an ugly spud.
I was like, I came out of a potato? Weird. Oh man, potato vagina. Did you watch
why you avoid carbs to this day?
And that's why I avoid carbs. Yes. You won't see me eating an M&M. Just kidding. I had like 20 M&Ms today, which is weird that you're eating M&Ms.
I bought them at the Harris Teeter.
You love it. You love North Carolina. You love Harris Teeter. You love it.
We made Cuban food, which is so weird. I never make Cuban food. We made picadillo.
It's because you're in Charlotte. You're like, I need to bring some sort of Miami.
Do you think I've planned any of the meals?
No. Kathy is like, we're doing this today. Okay.
Did you watch?
Yeah. Did you watch Beverly Hills Reunion Part 1?
Yes.
Honestly, not that much in my opinion to talk about. I did love, we talked about this on the podcast a couple weeks ago, where we were talking about Kyle Richards being with Morgan Wade and how like she probably doesn't feel safe enough to say, hey, I think I might be attracted to women now, or like I'm attracted to this specific person. She may not be a lesbian, like I love all women now, but she's clearly attracted to Morgan Wade, who is a woman. And I like the fact that she was like, look, I grew up a certain way. And it was supposed to be like this and like this and like this. And now I'm more open. And then I loved Sutton offering support to Kyle vocally and being like, just so you know, if you ever did want to,
we'd be okay with it. That looked fake to me.
Yeah, and maybe it's Sutton trying to like be like, just do it so we can get another season.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Sutton has ulterior motives, but I think Kyle, at the end of the day, regardless if there was ill intent or good intent, needed to hear that from her friend. I think she did, from her Southern friend, no less.
Yeah.
You hear that accent?
What did you think of the looks?
There's not one that I liked. Actually,
I like Sutton.
Sutton
was my favorite.
I
would wear that.
Oh, gorgeous. I would wear that right now.
Yeah, I loved it. So I don't know. That was my favorite.
That was my favorite too. I was about to say I didn't like any, and then I thought of hers. I like that the cuff matched the thing. Que lindo. Que lindo. Remember
when I gave you wore a purple Carolina Herrera dress of mine.
Here we
and
go.
A cuff and earrings that were coral and pearl. And it was so beautiful. And the cuff disappeared in your drunken stupor with my
Why are you, first of all, I'm going to bleep
Who's now is married to a Kennedy.
I'm friends with Chris Pratt. I'm bleeping the name. Mental note for myself. The first time I ever got drunk, how old was I? Maybe 16. It was like post nose job was so beautiful. Every guy was like, "Oh, wait, we want you." And I said, "Okay, me? Okay, I'll do whatever you want." And so this man at a wedding that my mom dressed me. Yes, I was wearing Carolina Herrera. It was so beautiful. It was a beautiful call, everything.
And I didn't let you go in his car, whatever it was.
An Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Guys, not to
But it's so funny. Instead, I gave him my like
yeah, you were like, she cannot go in your Aston Martin, but you can take my Range Rover. Like the most privileged,
so
bullshit, stupid thing in the world.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went to a wedding with this man and there was like all his friends and they were like, let's take shots. I'd never like really taken a drink before. I had a shot of whiskey. I had a shot of vodka. I had a shot of tequila. I was like, oh, I think I understand drinking. I can do this. And then
I think he was giving you
Gaboosh.
colorful sweet drinks.
No, they were shots. I took different shots of like, truly it was like, should we do a taste test of every alcohol? And I was like, okay. So stupid.
So what happened was that I had told both these girls that if they ever got drunk, they could call me and tell me I'm drunk and I would not get mad, no questions asked. I'd pick them up and that was the deal. And so I had to stick to the deal, even though I got there and my daughter, who left my house looking like a veritable goddess.
I look like a princess.
This column, beautiful dress with a little train and what you looked gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
He came back and my dress was torn. The cuff was gone. I think you had one earring.
One earring.
I don't know what happened. So she's sick as a dog. So I tell Robert, what do we do? He goes, just let her suffer.
Let her throw up. Yeah. No, beyond that, you guys
sat. No, we didn't even give you hot water. Let me
give me hot water. Okay.
It wasn't hot water. You guys remember everything wrong. So you're sitting on the cold tile pink floor of your bathroom.
I remember.
And you're just there. And instead of like going and covering your nursing, I'm like, no, hold it. Like,
hold it.
I'm not going to tell you anything. And I can't scold you and whatever, because that was the deal. But I don't have to nurse you back to health. And so when you're throwing up a lot, you shouldn't drink like chug water, even though your instinct is to do that because you're so dehydrated. But you would ask us for water, and the more water you wanted, the more water we would give you, and then you threw up more and more and more. You threw up all night.
Yeah. And by the way, I still do that. Like anytime I drink more than like 3 or 4 drinks, it is the worst.
But who drinks 4 drinks? Why would you have to have 3 or 4 drinks?
The last time I did that was on my 30th birthday, and it was the worst day after. I get the worst hangovers. It's really bad. But yes. Look,
that happened.
That did happen. I don't even know how we got here.
How did this come up?
I don't even know. I don't know.
Wow.
No,
really.
No, like, for real. No,
I'm a little bit senile, but what's
hold
your
reason?
What's your excuse?
Hold on. The car. Was it the car?
No.
Sutton, Kyle, gay, dress, cuff.
Wow, talk about going off on a tangent.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
we got right back on track.
I never found the cuff, never wore the dress again because it was ripped.
Okay, get over it. One day I'll buy you a Carolina Herrera dress.
All right.
And also work Carolina
and a cuff.
And sure, and a cuff.
And a cuff.
That was really all that happened, in my opinion. I mean, there was like the Dorit and the Garcelle thing, but it's like I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say, but I gotta say trying to make something out of nothing.
A lot. She's taking it too far. I think
taking it too far.
Listen, even when people just know, like when you're on the right side of something, that's enough. You don't have to keep digging in and digging in and digging in, and we've seen this on other shows. You know, we've seen it. Let's just say that. It's very common. You're right. Attack and aggressive. And when you say that to a Black woman, it is completely different. And we all need to know that. We all need to be aware of it. But you made your point. Like you bury the dead horse. You know, just bury it. Let it rest in peace. It's enough.
Remember that Garcelle thinks of this show, and she said it on the reunion, she said, that's why when this opportunity came, I said, okay, because she wanted to be home with her kids. She was like, I'm not going to take so many movie and TV shows because they take me away from my family. This is a job. The way
Right.
that she works on a scripted project, and like, of course, that's the same mentality as a lot of the other women, but at the same time, it's like, but this is my life. But she's
Yeah.
like, I got to keep the job going. Therefore, here is my thing, the
Yeah.
inciting incident of my season this year. Now let's resolve it next season. That's what it is. It's like keep the machine going. And she's smart for doing that.
Yeah.
She is.
I liked Anne Marie on in the reunion. I saw her differently. I saw her
It's Anna Marie.
Anna Marie, yeah. Anna Marie, but it's written Anne Marie. She said that,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay. That kind of was over my head. I didn't understand that.
I'm like, I know that this woman is not coming back next season. So it's like,
He likes her
why?
a lot for whatever reason.
I am confused by it. Maybe it's because she brings something out of Crystal, who is a dud.
Yeah. And they
So
want to keep Crystal because Crystal's husband is kind of Hollywood royalty.
I don't mind Crystal. Like, let's bring Kathy Hilton back and then Crystal can stay because Crystal and Kathy have a good friendship and that's fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And Kathy's good TV.
Kathy's great TV.
Yeah.
Kathy's great TV. But that was
What
all
else? Let me see if
had
I
from
just
Beverly Hills.
Dorit's look, I can't get over it.
So terrible or so
It's so
good?
terrible. No, it's so terrible.
So
And Andy, you
terrible.
could tell he didn't like it. He like looked at her weird.
He's like,
I
I'm
think
going high fashion. It's like, well,
high.
you
Yeah,
missed the high fashion.
she really missed.
I feel like
And
we're
then
doing
the epitome of privilege of these women, financial privileges, the IV and she
the
got
IV.
an IV, Dorit, in her trailer. She was getting a hydration IV
Oh,
before the reunion.
by the way, those aren't that expensive.
I know they're not expensive, but to have it in there waiting, I
I
just think it's
I can call somebody to come over to give me an IV right now for $150.
yes, Beba, that's what everybody pays. And I'm sure that's
But
what they
that
paid.
but
Maybe she didn't pay for it. I'm talking about she could have done that the day before,
sure,
you
sure,
know?
sure, sure.
I'm just saying the
I
whole
was just,
thing. Come on.
you're
It's
saying privilege. I'm like, we can the privilege,
no,
anybody can do that.
no. I mean, they have hair, makeup,
Yeah,
foot
yeah, yeah.
massage, whatever. But it's like, I want a colonic 5 minutes before I go on stage, and then you have a person doing colonics, and
Not
it's lo único que
colonic.
falta, like.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying it's just, I want this, and I want it now. The hydration would have been fine the day before.
I want to know.
Um, any, I don't know. What do you
I
think
oh
about the
oh
the
I
Andy thing?
no no no. We don't have to. I have some stuff we got to talk about. This if you're done with with
Oh
Bravo
yeah, are
bullshit.
you going to talk about Justin Bieber?
No, but I did see that.
Yeah, I
Apparently,
wonder what it is.
Stephen Baldwin asked his Christian fans to pray for Justin and Haley. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's some kind of publicity stunt.
I don't know. I think dads are like clueless and they're probably like, why the fuck would you say that? Like now
Yeah,
people think something crazy. Like they
right.
probably think they're getting a divorce. Maybe there was like the only thing that I think of, and maybe this is dark, but I think of a miscarriage. Is that
All right,
bad?
maybe.
Because I
I don't know.
imagine that they're probably trying to have a baby. That's
Oh,
what I think.
right.
Who knows? Either way, I guess
What's
send
the
your
other thing?
thoughts and prayers. Okay, well, this is gonna be really intense, and I've had a complete shift of of how I feel about somebody that we talk a lot of shit about. Are you ready?
Oh my God.
Did
Is
Kathy
this
tell
an
you?
I'm going to worship JLo hour? Are you glad you have the tattoo now?
Welcome to Worship JLo Hour with Beba
Yeah. And not
Rodriguez
me. Not me.
Stapleton. But listen to what I have to say, okay? Did
I don't
Kathy
have
tell you
anything
all this?
against her. No, she didn't. She just told me that you saw something in the whatever. You're a freak.
I'm
I
not a
knew it from the
freak.
day you were
You're a
born.
freak. You're a
Okay,
potato
go.
vagina. I want everybody to know. I know what you've read in the news. I know what you've seen on TV,
All
but
of the America knows. What is it what's the thing? Because that's got to be a new thing we say.
it's the entire America knows
The entire
okay, well listen
knows.
up. The entire
Okay.
America knows that I speak the truth. And the truth of the matter is that This Is Me Now, the musical experience by Jennifer Lopez, is an absolute masterpiece. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm dead fucking serious here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This documentary and the movie coupled together have created I am a different.
You're the most gullible human on the
I'm
planet.
not gullible. I'm not gullible.
Oh my God, Beba,
so
you're
many
so
points.
gullible. You would scream to me from the phone when you were little. It's like, do you want to make $1 million with just a small contribution or whatever? And it's like, you ordered coins.
Mm-hmm. I love
You know,
coins.
you thought,
Sue
you
me.
believed in every get rich quick scheme, everything. Every time I see you, you have a new invention that should be on Shark Tank.
Not anymore. I've changed.
And
Okay.
Okay.
Let me tell you something about this film. First of all, the
Mhm.
film is about love. The message of the film is love.
Vanity.
No.
This is a vanity, self-indulgent vanity.
Distill it.
I'm not going to distill it. There's false modesty there.
There's no false modesty.
Oh, of course.
She's
don't I look terrible at home with
Girlfriend.
my little bun on my head? And he's like, don't even go there. He didn't even humor that for a second.
You are so hateful. So hateful. This is a movie, a musical experience about how incredible love is. Jennifer Lopez experienced one of the most profound things that's ever happened in her life. She lost the love of her life 20 years ago. She experienced her life, and so did he. And then they came back together, and it fit like a glove. And she's
when they get divorced next year, you're going to be so disappointed.
You actually need to let me finish. I have so many things to say, okay? And I have to get them out.
Okay.
This profound thing happened to her, and she said, I have to share this because everything I've ever said in my career has been rooted in love. And I'm telling you that it's fucking real because it happened to me. That in itself, I believe in, I support, hell yeah. But beyond that, okay? Beyond that, there's Bennifer stuff happening in the documentary. Ben Affleck, who is notoriously very private, we see him. He doesn't want to be in the news. He doesn't want to do anything.
He gave her all these letters and she shared them with everyone.
She shared them
for vanity.
She shared them with everybody because she said, I have grown up in the public eye. I grew up in a time where the pop star, the diva, the person in front of the camera was like, here I am, everything's fine, and then hid her personal life and the demons and the things that were happening behind closed doors because she's said, that's what I was taught. That's what a person in front of a camera did. And that's what I learned. Okay. And she's saying at 50 years old, after this thing happened to her, she's saying, I have been hiding this piece of myself and I've not been living authentically. I haven't been showing the world who I am and that I feel that. And I'm saying, fuck it. I'm showing you everything. I'm showing you the letters. I'm whatever. And what's the one thing when we have talked about Jennifer Lopez, when we've talked shit about Jennifer Lopez, the one thing that we say is like, I wish she would just be honest. I wish she would just be like, yeah, this is it, whatever. Like, I am aging. I am blah, blah, blah. And she's doing that here and we're pointing the finger at her and we're laughing. No.
Oh, no, I haven't watched it. Did she do that?
No, she's just like makeupless. She's working her ass off, like doing rehearsals.
Not makeupless. You think she's makeupless?
Have you watched the documentary?
No.
Have you watched the documentary? Have you? Yes or no? Just a quick yes or no. Sounds like a no to me. So I don't think you should be talking about anything. You don't know shit. Okay.
I'm going to watch it and then report back next week.
Okay. She is so in love with Ben and Ben is so in love with her. That's besides the point.
That's why he looks so happy. The guy is shitting rainbows.
He said about her, she's still pushing the rock uphill. And I want to tell her, you did it. You're good. You're done. That is a man who sees his wife, who understands that she doesn't think she's enough, that she needs to keep going. And I know that he's challenging her to just like relax. There is a montage of her during pre-production. And the song that's playing under this montage is Under Pressure. Under Pressure. There is a moment at the end of the montage where it's screaming, this is our last dance. Screaming, this is our last dance. And to me, it was this moment. I realized I know what this is. I know what she's doing. She's saying, after this, I'm going to take a step back. That's how I feel.
Okay. That's
think
good.
she's throwing this message at us
So
because
she listened to us.
she's listening to us. She's listening to Ben. I just think it's like, it's amazing. I also love the fact that he said that he is the symbol of the beleaguered man. I love that about his resting like bitch face, resting whatever. There is a scene in the, I swear I'm almost done. I need to get this all out. I have so many notes.
I'm so sorry, guys. Go ahead.
There is a scene in her musical experience movie. Do not call it a music video, where the zodiacs are represented. Okay. And there are very big names representing each zodiac sign. There's like Post Malone, there's Kiki Palmer, there's Jane Fonda. And you hear
and the
her,
people that said no.
Right. So you hear her in the documentary getting everybody saying no, like Taylor Swift said no, whatever. A lot of people said no. And she did Monster-in-Law with Jane Fonda. She has a relationship with her. And you hear her get on the phone with Jane Fonda. And Jane Fonda is like, I'm not doing this. This is so stupid. You're like just parading around saying, I'm so happy and trying to prove something. I don't want to be a part of that. Like straight up was like, no. And J-Lo says to her, like, you're right. I am putting myself out there. Like I can say that, but I don't know how else to do my life, which is fair. She also said, I've made some really stupid mistakes before. And maybe you know that I did that, like saying you, like the world, you may know that I've made mistakes, but I'm admitting it to you. That's what she's saying in this. And I think that like at 50 years old, when you have done everything, when you didn't need to do any of this, you didn't have to show the underbelly of like whatever, to be vulnerable and to like just put it all out there is so brave. I think it's incredible. I think she deserves the respect of like what we give Beyonce. Why did Beyonce make Lemonade a visual album, a beautiful visual album that represented who she was in her life? And we called it a masterpiece. And then J-Lo does the same fucking
you're
thing. Hold on. J-Lo does the
Beyonce to
same
J-Lo?
thing. And we say, this is embarrassing and you're cringy. Why? Why do we do that?
She's embarrassing and cringy.
I don't know, man.
Are you comparing Beyonce to J-Lo?
No, I'm not comparing Beyonce to J-Lo. I'm comparing visual albums together because they're the same thing. It's not revolutionary.
So I'll create a visual album tomorrow and it's the same thing.
If you work as hard as Beyonce and J-Lo do, if you put in the effort and if you're like expressing yourself artistically,
even if I can't dance well or sing well or whatever, like
J-Lo can dance. J-Lo can sort of sing.
Okay. I'm not putting down J-Lo. I'm just saying that I am not comfortable with you idolizing J-Lo.
Listen, remember last week we talked about worthiness? Ben, in her interview, she did her interview with Ben, which I think was also a really smart idea because she has to shed a layer of like ego for that, you know, when you're sitting in front of your partner.
I know. I think that she needed to do that because everybody thinks he's not into her.
She's sitting down with Ben and he asked her, why do this? Why put this out there? Why show everybody this? And she said, because I think it's beautiful. I think it's worthy. And I think it's worth the risk. And that is when I was like, I understand that. And I think that she is a perfect representation of somebody who has so much self-worth, who understands and appreciates like herself and who bets on herself. She put $20 million of her own money into this. And every streamer said, I'm not, before she even made it, she pitched it to every streamer and they said, no. She put her own money into it and she sold it and she got that money back. She bet on herself in a very real way and it paid off. And I think that's a lesson for everybody. Like
it is.
Bet on
absolutely.
Yourself and do it. And she said, sorry, one more thing. She said, if I do this and it's great, then great. If I do this and it fails, at least I let people know, don't give up, do it, fuck it. Even if you're afraid, do it afraid, she says. That's a great message. And
I think that's a great message for
you.
I think that's a great message for you. And if that's what you got out of this, then it makes me happy because I do think that you play it safe so much.
Okay.
So much. No, right? Like, don't you think you do?
Not anymore. I put myself out there a lot.
In the last week.
Not in the last week. I think even just starting this podcast is putting myself out there. I think taking a job where I have to put myself in front of the camera every single day and like show my personality to like a lot more people than who listen to this podcast, unfortunately. Like we will get there, but like the people watching my video that came out on Sunday, when I looked at it, it was at 143,000 people. That's putting myself out there. I think I've taken big swings.
Well, you better put, why
Relatively
don't you,
speaking.
do they
Relatively
know who
speaking.
you are, your name?
Yes. Are you kidding?
So then why don't you get followers because of it?
I don't know if you heard me in the beginning of this podcast. People were calling for me to be fired. Like that's how much they don't like me.
But
It's
it
like
doesn't matter.
it's like middle America Gen Zers who were like, I hate her, get her off the screen. And I said, okay.
Really? You're
I
very
mean,
likable.
no. It's I'm exaggerating, obviously, because
You're
I'm
exaggerating.
annoying, but it was like 3 comments out of like 800, and that I internalized it because I have low self-esteem. I just wanted to get my JLo rant out there, and I just think like when somebody says to you something about like JLo, pause and just think again. Think, wait, I literally forgot what it was. Try again. Oh my God. What was the method that we used? Oh my God.
Choose again.
Choose again. It's like the book went in one ear and out the other. God damn it. I got to read it again.
Okay, listen to
Choose
me.
again. We love JLo. Okay. This is a JLo Stan podcast.
Do,
Everything that I
do
have
you
said
want,
negative
do you
about her,
want a
I
moment
take
of
back.
silence?
Yeah. Everybody bow your head. If you're driving, close your eyes. If you're driving, just quickly close your eyes and do it for JLo. Trust that she is taking the wheel.
The wheel. Oh my God.
If you are holding a baby, put the baby down. If you're vacuuming, turn the vacuum off so you can really hear the silence reverberating in your ear. And let's just take one moment of silence for JLo.
Okay.
This is me. This is me now.
Oh my God. I can't with you.
I've
Are we
never
done
been.
with that?
I
You're
think we're
so
done.
passionate about
I
that.
am done. By the way, I have so many more notes, but I'm not gonna go into
Please don't.
I'm just, but like even just the symbolism of this is the last dance. She was sending a message.
Okay.
So powerful. Okay, masterpiece. Everyone,
Just
if you haven't seen This Is Me Now, because you're like, everyone's saying it's really bad. Shut the fuck up, first of all, and go home tonight. Close the door on your husband, on your wife, on your partner, and say, I'm watching This Is Me Now. And then when it's over, I'm going to watch This Is Me Now documentary. Do it in that order. I need you to do it in that order. Okay. And by the way, I'm not denying that there are cringy moments in This Is Me Now, the musical experience, not a music video. It's a little cringy. Okay. And there were some parts I had to fast forward, but I stuck with it because I think that she is worth the risk.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Anyways,
Yes.
that's all I have.
That's all you have? Okay.
Thank you so
Are we
much.
going to talk at all about this lawsuit with Andy Cohen now? Another thing?
Do we have to? It's gonna disappear. You know it. I know it. It's already not being talked about. It came out like 2 days ago. Haven't heard a peep about it. So why the hell would we spend our precious time?
I don't know. It's Bravo bullshit. So
okay, fine. Leah McSweeney sued Andy Cohen for sexual harassment. Period. End of story. Honestly, the more important Bravo news is Jax and Brittany are separating after 5 years of marriage. That happened.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. I knew as soon as he got that show. What a dick.
Oh, you think it's him?
Oh, absolutely. I saw them recently at this thing that he had in LA. I told you. Remember when I went to that thing?
Oh, yeah.
It was for him, and she was there, and so she's really sweet.
She's so cute. She's a little Kentucky
but
girl.
huh?
She's a Kentucky girl.
Yeah, but I think he thinks he's too cool, and after Scandal happened, and all those people are so
he's a
big and famous now. Yeah.
Sucks. Okay, wait. We have to do somebody new reads a review, and I didn't get anybody, so I'm just gonna do it in a different accent.
So somebody new. Can you tell me the name of the person who's gonna read it?
Yeah. I'm gonna read a review in this voice. It's Sutton's sister, Sally. From Tex 9211, Tex like Texas, where I'm from. Great. 5 stars. Really enjoying podcasts and seeing that everyone cannot escape their mommy issues. Keeping it 100, which is something a lot of podcasts lack right now. Anna, please stop confusing millennials with Gen Zers. Millennials grew up with boomers, Gen X parents, so we have some tough skin. Not as sensitive as you think. Nice seeing Beba on React channel. Keep up the good work, ladies.
It's your fan from React.
I'm actually, I didn't know that was there. That was great.
That
was a really bad Southern accent. And I just want everybody to know I do have a better one.
You have a better Southern accent or other accents?
I have a better Southern accent. I think I just got a little scared reading something in my Southern accent, but it is pretty good. Don't you think?
It is good. It is good. All right. Well, in your Southern accent, why don't you sign us off?
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to Mommy Issues Pod. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Beba_Rod. Well, that's a funky name. And a Kooks, Qooks. That's a clever little Cooks reference. At Mommy Issues the Pod. That's pretty easy. And make sure to leave a review. And
5 stars.
Yes, 5 stars. If you do want to leave a negative comment just to be funny, just make sure it's still 5 stars. It kind of hurts us when it's not. And make sure to follow our podcast on Apple Podcasts and where you get your podcasts. And what else? Oh, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see me eat the whole entire episode.
Eat me?
So you can eat me. I apologize to our YouTubers. I know I was eating the whole time and I don't know what to tell you. Like, Mama was hungry. Mama has 15,000 pimples on her face that you can't see because of the Zoom blur. I want to cry. Oh my God. Okay. Love you. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.